You know, you should prepare me to bring in my boxing gloves.
Let me tell you what happened. I'm excited about today's show.
What had happened was, I got to roll up my sleeves and get some boxing gloves on, and I was in a good mood.
We had our midget therapist scheduled for today. It's Therapy Thursday, and lo and behold, the midget canceled out of nowhere.
I'll shut the door.
I heard somebody yapping.
Yap, yap, yap.
I shut the door.
Monica's out there talking. And then...
Very nice.
Oh, you missed the sound effect.
Oh, no, you heard it loud and clear.
Anyway, what?
And then we went to scramble for a replacement for our midget, and we ended up getting Omarosa from the Surreal Life to come in here today and do Therapy Thursday with us. And the thing, if you know anything about this show and Omarosa, we've had her on twice, and both times it's ended in her hanging up and ending the interview early.
I'm just seeing how it just picks up so much sound.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
These microphones are
Strong.
so sensitive. That's why you hear my chair creak.
Yeah, it's like everything.
I'm afraid to move when I'm sitting here because it's so sensitive.
You hear my fat move sounds like Jello?
Something.
I like that,
Yeah,
though.
so Omarosa, you guys. Omarosa is our Therapy Thursday today.
Can I be totally honest?
Yeah.
I hated her from all the other shows, but on Surreal Life, thanks to Janice Dickinson, she looks really good.
Yeah, and you know, I usually like Janice.
She owes Janice the biggest thank you in the world.
Damn it to hell. You know what? I thought I brought in a pen. I brought in an eyeliner.
Well, that was cool. I heard it open.
Yeah, I know. Damn it. Well, anybody need some eyeliner?
Nope.
Are you sure?
I'm good.
I can make you look like a drag queen. I can make you look like that guy on Viva La Bam. Why isn't anybody slamming that guy for wearing makeup?
Oh, yeah.
He wears so much
Bam
makeup.
Margera.
Yeah. All right, so Omarosa today. What time again?
8 o'clock for Therapy Thursday.
That's going to be interesting.
And by the way, this didn't confirm until about 10 o'clock last night. This has been going on all freaking
Oh,
day.
I was sleeping then.
Yep.
That's probably why I didn't know. I didn't even know she was in the works for being Therapy Thursday.
She wasn't. She was in the works just to be a guest for today, and we were bouncing it around, and then asked her if she would replace in for Therapy Thursday yesterday, and it went on and on and on. And then
Right.
late last night, finally said yeah, and we had to send a card for her, and it's a whole thing, but she's coming.
All I got to say is great because I tried to explain to my grandmother what we were going to do, and she totally didn't get it. So
Oh,
my
yeah, because
grandma's
we're going to do
all-
Ask Jack's
Yeah.
grandma. Yeah,
We were
yeah.
going to do Grandma Therapy Thursday, and
Right.
she's like, I don't know anything.
And then they get all nervous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so good. She can sleep in, Grandma.
Oh, Grandma. Jack, that would have been fun, though. Okay, so that's really what I need to, like, kind of gear myself up for. Can you guys just hear everything?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
just, is
Everything. Every move you make, your shirt makes noise, your papers
know.
make noise, your pen makes noise, and so does your eyeliner that's not really a pen.
Exactly, but is it usually like this, or am I just overly sensitive today?
I think it's like when you have a baby and you start to realize all the noises around your house. It just now, once you heard one thing, you're starting to pick up on everything else.
What does that mean when you have a baby? I don't understand.
Well, like when the baby's sleeping,
yeah.
you don't realize how much stuff in your house makes noise until
you're
the baby.
afraid.
Yeah, until the baby's asleep and you just got her to sleep and she's been screaming for hours, and
Right.
then the clock somehow gets louder and the refrigerator kicks on.
Oh,
and
the
everything,
compressor?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything in your house seems 10 times louder.
Okay, well, maybe I'm pregnant because I'm more.
Oh, crap.
I'm kidding. There's no way.
Week from tomorrow.
Week from tomorrow, Jamie's big announcement.
Oh, that's right.
You already forgot.
No, I mean, I forgot that I said I was going to tell you guys. I totally forgot. All right. You got to make something up by then.
You got a whole week.
Oh, don't try
Do
to
something
screw
good
us
this
over.
weekend.
Yeah, Alina's like, yeah, what's the big announcement? And I go, got to make something up.
Oh, don't tell us that.
I'm kidding.
Better be real.
It is real.
Because we'll cross-reference with Robert Lyles because apparently he knows.
How do you know he knows?
He swears he knows.
He doesn't know.
He keeps running around here telling
Yeah,
us he knows.
telling us he knows.
Telling us that the boss told him.
Right. Well, then I talked to Angela. Angela didn't tell him. He doesn't know. He knows nothing.
He's swearing he knows.
Okay, but what's
and he
funny
changed
about
my
him
name.
is that he thinks he does know something, and I told him, he goes, is it blah, blah, blah? I go, yeah, that's what it is, because I just wanted to see how many people he would tell and spread the wrong rumor.
Oh, we've done that to him before, by the way.
Yeah.
Stench and I make
Oh,
up
you
stuff
have to-
and
yeah.
tell Robert just to see how far around
That's
it'll
so funny. That's what I totally did. I totally just fed him one. I fed him one just to see how many people he told.
Took it.
This your buddy?
This is my buddy. We have a topic going. My buddy is in New York right now.
Mm-hmm.
Has no idea what the hell we've been talking about. And when I first was turned on to the topic we were going to at the break,
Mm-hmm.
I was with him. We were walking through a mall. Are you there, Apple?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Apple.
Hi, Apple.
Hi there.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. No injuries.
Jack, did you say hi to Apple?
I love Apple.
We love Apple.
Apple's cool. That's
yeah.
my boy. And I was during
He's a
vacation.
player or a baller.
Yeah, he's a
Or
pimp.
all of them.
I was with him in New York for part of my vacation. We're walking through a mall, and Apple points and says, like, oh my God, look at that. And I look like for something hideous, and it was a billboard. You know what billboard I'm talking about in the New Jersey Mall?
Oh, man. Oh, yeah.
What was on that billboard?
A bohemious woman.
I believe the word you used was, why is that fat bitch on a billboard?
Okay.
Wow.
That was your direct quote, and I was like, wow.
I wasn't that brutal.
Yeah, I think you were.
Yeah, you were. Just
I
like
probably was.
just like my boyfriend last night, and he changed his tune on the show today,
And then I
too.
totally agreed with you, and we laughed, and so did my 12-year-old son. We laughed.
He was totally in for that. He was like, oh, my gosh.
We were cracking up, and then we saw him all over New York.
The girl's name is Julie, and I have a picture of her in front of me. She's not fat.
She is pleasantly plump, a little large.
She's not large. She's just curvy.
Oh, well,
See,
okay.
Now, here's what I wonder. Is it because she's in her underwear we
Yes.
think she's fat? Because normally when we see people in their underwear, they're supposed to be really, really skinny? Or is it that this chick is fat by guy standards?
She's not fat.
We're pigs.
I think that you guys don't have a real concept of what your girlfriends or wives look like naked. Because this girl is not fat.
I know.
She's really not fat. And you called her a bohemian woman?
Yeah, he was nice
My
right there.
my
Well-
boyfriend said she's really big boned and thick.
Well, she's thick. She is thick.
She's
a little
not
thicker.
thick. I would love to know how much she weighs because she is not a fat girl at all.
You know what? I was kind of bummed at that. You go into the website, and it's got profiles. You can click on each girl.
Well,
and
her name is Julie.
I wish it would have had their measurements and their weight, which would have shown they really were average women. But when you see that, you see them in their underwear, the first thing you think as a guy is, wow, there's fat girls on that billboard.
I mean, if you really looked at her, she's not. Her legs are like she's a girl that looks to me like kind of muscular. Her legs aren't all chunky, cellulite, blah blah blah.
Right.
She doesn't have fat hanging over her bathing suit or her underwear.
No, she's really firm. And for those of you in your cars, she's the one who's plastered all over Hollywood right,
right,
now.
she
That's-
is
that's
firm.
The one. Yeah, she's
she doesn't
firm.
have a
She's
big
not-
belly hanging over her underwear.
She's just larger. She's not fat.
She's
She's not fat. When
She's
I
just
look
a
at it now,
bigger build woman.
and I know the reaction that this whole thing started off the air when Jamie and I were talking about it, and I called them fat girls, and she was like, no way, they're not fat. And when I went on the website, she's totally right. They're not fat at all. But my instinct as a guy immediately to see
You both
that girl on
thought-
the billboard was like, wow, fat girl. And Apple had the same one.
And this billboard's in New York.
Yeah, they're all over the city. They're in the subways. But you know what? She's built like a softball chick.
Yeah, she is. She is. She like plays
Softball
soccer
chick.
and softball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, I don't know about soccer. She may be got tree trunks to those legs, but
Wow.
She's an athlete, is what I'm saying.
no,
has
she
a-
is absolutely. But a little bigger than what we expect. As you know, we've been groomed as
Pigs.
guys.
Yeah, and that's just a shame because I really today, if you get a chance, look at that billboard again. Her belly's not hanging over her underwear. You know, she doesn't have cottage cheese all over her thighs.
That's probably true. I guess I'll have to look.
She doesn't. I've looked
No,
closely
she
now.
doesn't.
And it's funny, upon further inspection, she isn't fat at all, but something about seeing her and all those regular girls on a billboard just like turned off the regular guy, and it's perfect because that product is for regular women.
Well, and it's funny because my boyfriend, the girl that's like kind of hiding her body and like her mouth's open and she's smiling, he thought that she was the best one, and she's the ugliest. She has the ugliest face out of all the girls, but he didn't even see it.
Yeah, she's the one on the far right, Apple, with the dark curly hair. Looks kind of good.
Well, what website is this? I gotta check it out.
Dove.com.
Dove.com.
Yes.
Oh boy.
By the way, did you know that was a soap damn billboard?
I thought it was like underwear.
So did I.
No. And by the way,
We know nothing. We're guys.
90% of eating disorders are found in women. 58% of little girls admit that they're on a diet. 1 million girls under the age of 18 get pregnant annually. What does that have to do with it?
Fat girls have low self-esteem.
Is that what it is? I'm like,
Yes.
why is that one? I should have probably pre-read about that one. I'm like, what does that have to do with it? They get knocked up. Sorry about that one, Apple.
that's all right.
Let's see here. Did you know women between the ages of 18 to 34, listen to this, have a 1% chance of being as thin as a supermodel?
One and what?
A 1%
1%.
chance of being as thin as a supermodel.
That's not very good.
Wow.
1%, and yet they're used for every ad campaign there is, and we have a 1% chance of looking like them.
That means that
bless
they're
America.
not representing 99% of the population.
Exactly. And what's funny is that the Dove commercials are what we look like. I'm so shocked that you guys think that these girls are so fat when That's how we look.
By the way, I'm fat. I mean, if I saw myself on a billboard in my
That's
underwear,
not-
I'd vomit.
well, we
These
know
girls-
you're fat.
But these girls
That
are...
was never a question.
These girls are not even fat.
I don't know why you even brought that up.
but
Like,
they're
we've
just-
never doubted that,
They're
Stench.
just normal.
Hey, guess what, Apple? Stench is fat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I'm not on a billboard in my underwear.
No, you know why he's saying that? Because he wants to make it okay that he's calling these chicks fat.
Right.
Like, I'm fat.
But they're not fat. I am.
You're saying they were fat. Make up your
I
mind.
know. But
Jesus.
when I look at it now, they're not fat girls at all. They're regular girls that I looked at, and I saw them in their underwear, and I was like, wow, fat girls. First instinct
So which are they?
was fat girls. They're just regular girls.
Okay.
That you thought were fat.
Exactly, because they were in
Now
their
we lost
underwear.
our whole point.
It doesn't make any sense. We're trained. If you're not like a size 0, we think you're fat if you're on a billboard in your underwear.
1% chance of being a supermodel body. So, Apple,
Yeah.
what do you think the heaviest girl you've ever dated? I mean, I don't know what size or how much or whatever.
What size? I would. I usually date like real thin, so short and petite, and sometimes tall and thin. But I would say never over 128.
Apple's into Asian girls who steal his credit cards.
Yeah, remember?
Well, you know what? I do have a bad rap on that.
Can I ask you something, Apple? That girl that stole your credit card and your money and all that stuff, why did you get back together with her?
I never did.
You boned her again.
Well, but I didn't know what was going on at the
He
time.
was trying to get his money's worth.
But he never pressed charges. He's too nice.
How come you didn't press charges?
I just thought that karma, it'll come. You know, what comes around goes around.
Yeah, your wallet.
No, I know that's gone now.
How much did she take?
I would say around a little over $5,000.
Oh my God! You should have convicted
God,
her.
Apple. I'd
How
have
long
had
did
her
you
killed.
know her?
About almost 3 years.
3 years, and you never thought she was capable of that?
You know what? You know what it is. Blinded by the boobs.
Blinded by the boobs.
Walk up like a douchebag, like a loner in the night.
Now, didn't she do this because she found out you were cheating on her?
No. She was doing
She
this
wasn't
for
cheating on
like,
her?
she was doing. Yeah, I wasn't even cheating. She was doing this.
I
for
wasn't even.
Wasn't even.
like 6 months.
I was
6
nice
months
to this one.
total.
Do you think that you can ever be faithful to a girl?
Maybe.
Yeah.
No, I could.
No, you couldn't.
I
No, you
could.
could.
No, you couldn't.
Maybe.
No, you couldn't.
Well, it depends. If the right woman comes around, probably.
No, you
Yeah.
can't.
Maybe
Okay,
and
maybe not.
probably.
No, you just said probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Probably
can.
not.
Yeah, you won't. You'll
I'll
never.
fess up. All right.
You'll never be faithful to a woman, will you?
Well, not after that. No.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I
that's
was
true.
up until then.
She ruined him. He was
She ruined-
really into this chick.
Honestly, I look at women a totally different way now.
Why? Just because she stole your money?
Because now it's like I can't trust any. You know, you think you know somebody, and now it's like, okay, 3 years went by. It's like something like that would happen. It's like,
Wow.
no,
She really jacked you up.
yeah,
Haha.
See what you guys do?
I know. See, women.
Oh yeah, and you're the epitome of a man.
Oh, hey, I'm not saying all women.
Manly
though.
man.
Yeah, and those girls are fat on those billboards.
They were just
See, now you're seeing the
larger
light.
than normal. How's that?
They're not. That's the shame of it. They're not.
No,
If anything, can I tell you something? If anything, they're thinner than normal.
Actually, I looked at the picture, and I would say, yeah, they are normal girls.
Look at all of them, all just changing.
No,
yeah,
but
he's
when-
all swimming backwards.
When you called us on it, you look at it, you're like, wow, they really are normal.
Yeah.
But your instinct, when you
You've
first
seen the
see it, you're
pictures
like,
all
fat
day,
girl.
and even this morning off the air, you were saying they were still fat.
Yeah, fat girls. You shouldn't be in their underwear on a billboard.
No, because they do have big legs. I'm looking at the one on the far right. She's a little large in the size.
Big legs. I don't know which one she is.
I don't know, the one on the far right.
Oh, that's the best one.
I
What?
don't,
No, the one on the far left with the tattoo's not bad.
I don't even know what picture you're
Now
looking
they're
at.
shopping.
I'm looking
for
at the website.
Oh, all right. Well, Apple,
Yeah.
I hope you get your crap together.
Yeah.
You know what? One of these years I might.
Yeah, I hope you fall off something today.
Oh, don't. He will.
Don't say that he's a jinx. He'll break his neck.
I will probably break my neck.
Okay,
Right.
well, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Hey, you know,
Hey.
I do my best work out here.
Hey, Omarosa is going to be our therapist today.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you want to call in? You might need her.
I probably. My roommate said that I should talk to a therapist.
Yeah, I think you should talk to Omarosa about why you can't trust anymore.
I think it's a good point.
All right. Well, Apple, it's great to talk to you.
Yeah, good talking to you guys.
All right, take care. Have
You
fun
too.
in the big city or whatever.
Oh,
Is it stupid that your name's Apple and you're in the Big Apple?
Yeah.
You know what? It's the little apple and the big apple is what I've always said.
Oh, because that's such cheese. You need to change your name.
I should.
Oh,
No
don't
wonder.
do that crap. Believe me. Changing your name, people get pissed.
Be like Tutti fruity. All right, bye, Apple.
Later.
Thank you for being on the show. Bye. Your wife cannot like you hanging out with him.
Your wife doesn't like you hanging out with anyone who's single.
Yeah, but him.
Yeah, well, she's takes comfort that my.
You know what's funny is the girl that Apple and my boyfriend called fat and thick and beefy and girthy
and softball girl.
Yeah. She's actually firmer than I am. Like she's, she has a better body tone than I do, and he called her fat. Ugh. Anyway, Dove, by the way, is doing a whole campaign about how, they finally want to actually put real live women in ads and not supermodels, because we all have a 1% chance of being as thin as a supermodel. And so they said Dove wants to celebrate these curves, join these 6 real women who were asked to be on our ad campaign, get to know more about them, blah, blah, blah. And it's talking about self-esteem and that so many little girls, because of all these ads, it said something like 70% of little girls under the age of 13, are on a diet. I mean, they're not
crazy.
even, isn't it? That's like Lucy and your daughter.
You need to be an adult before you start thinking about dieting.
But they don't. And little girls now think of dieting because of all this. And by the way, I'm not slamming, those men who think that these girls are fat because, well, I thought you thought they weren't fat now.
No, I still think they shouldn't be on a billboard in their underwear. They're too
Jack,
fat to
am
be on
I
a billboard.
confused?
But they are not fat. They're regular girls. But I go, wow, those regular girls are way too fat to be in their underwear on a billboard.
No, now I'm confused.
I'm
I
a
was
pig.
about to explain it, but now I can't even explain it.
Yeah.
Are they... Okay,
it's,
so
you know,
do you
it's-
wait? Do
it's
you
first
think they're
instinct.
fat?
Wait. You ask him. You ask him because I'm out of it.
Do you think they're fat? I'm trying to get this down because now we've gone back and forth.
Now,
I'm
and
just
as
confused.
I looked at it and we've talked about it and I put it under the microscope, no, I do not see them as fat girls. When my first instinct, when I looked up, saw that billboard, what's that fat girl doing on a billboard?
Okay, so
Immediate
when-
But you
response.
just said, though, they're too fat to be on a billboard.
In their underwear, they shouldn't be on a billboard.
So they
Their
are
underwear,
fat.
They're not what we're used to seeing in
They're-
underwear on billboards that
they're-
would catch our eye.
They're too fat for public consumption, is what you're saying?
In underwear, yes.
I'm so confused.
Me too.
It's like,
Does anybody know what he's saying?
I think he's saying they're not too fat if he meets them around the office, but he doesn't. They're too fat to be seen on billboards.
I
in
do
their
him in
underwear.
a bar. If I met him in a bar, I'd have
Right.
sex with him.
with their clothes on.
but I don't want to look at him and on a billboard. is
I know
he's
what
saying.
we changed his name to, the Dan. Because he flip-flops based on if people are mad at him or not.
No, I'm not trying to spin it back to if I wasn't so in love with my wife, I would think they were great. I'm not doing that crap. I'm keeping it real. I'm telling you right now. I saw that board. I go, that's a fat girl. Then we got into a big spat about it off the air. I looked at the girls and I'm like, wow, they really aren't fat. They're normal girls. Yet, in their underwear, I don't think they should be on the billboard because they're not like eye candy.
All right. I'll try.
They're not eye candy, these girls.
I can almost defend my friend Stench.
Okay,
Good,
good
'cause
luck.
I can't.
I'm not sure. Because
I'm watching.
I had a weird reaction when I saw him too. I felt bad for those girls, not because I thought they were too fat. Well, no, I guess because I thought of it
You're
as
a pig too.
Hold on, I'll explain though. Because I looked at it if it was me, and I wouldn't want to be shirtless on a billboard like that because I don't have a great body. I'm chubby, and I'm an average guy. I'm not one of those model guys. I'm not one of whatever percentage of
Right.
guys are those. And when I saw that woman up there, I kind of felt bad for her because I thought if I was in that position, I would feel so self-conscious. So I give her credit for not feeling self-conscious about not being perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, but you felt sorry for them
Right.
because now everybody's saying, these girls are fat, and I think you feel sorry for them because they're going to be heckled, and they're the girls
Right,
that...
and they put themselves on the spot to be humiliated in a way that I have been. I've been called fat when I was a kid, and to be, so I just felt bad in that respect.
Right, that they're going to be heckled,
Right.
I guess. But, it's weird because now I think I'm getting to where Stench is getting, which is when I first saw them, I thought, wow, you know what? These girls are crazy. Because, some of them aren't perfect. I mean, none of them are perfect. They're me. And
They're normal.
They're your wives and they're your daughters and
Totally.
they're just every woman.
Right.
And that's what they represent. And I thought, wow, I would never be in my underwear up on a billboard. But slowly as you continue to look at them, they're really quite normal, and a lot of them are really incredibly fit.
And you feel like an ass for thinking your original thought, which was like, the flashcard, the first thing to pop in your head. Ooh, fat girl shouldn't be on that billboard.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so
It sucks.
somebody wants to talk to Michael. Michael,
Yes, I'm here.
we haven't even done the first calls of the day, but go ahead. Explain to me
First call of the day.
what the
I
Stench
just wanted
is
to
saying.
say that I totally agree with Stench. I live in Hollywood, and those girls are plastered all over posters, all over the streets. And when I first saw them, like, God, what are those girls doing on that poster? They're too big to be on a poster like that. And then when you can kind of look at it more and kind of read what it is. Okay, well, they're not really fat, but they shouldn't be on a poster.
My boyfriend thinks they're absolutely fat.
Well,
He's going to rethink it when he
the thing
really
was-
looks at it.
no. When you first look at it, I thought,
No.
that girl's really fat.
He even studied him last night. He thinks they're fat.
Studied them.
He thinks they're fat.
He said that he didn't think they're really fat.
Well, he
after
did
really
what
looking at
Stench
it.
did, which is, he doesn't want people to hate him.
No, but I don't care. Most people do hate me. So I honestly, it's when I really sit down, it's my first thought. And I think it's the first thought of almost every man. When you see that billboard, it's like, ooh, that's a joke, or that girl's fat,
No,
or
but-
I totally
something.
agree. I didn't get it. I'm like, what is that girl doing what are those girls doing on those posters?
Right, but I think that my boyfriend is sticking with his opinion, which is he thinks they're fat.
He's screwed.
Yeah, I think he pretty much
He does.
committed.
He committed. He thinks they're fat.
He called him fat in Italian.
Yeah,
so I think he pretty much
called them Largo.
He called him Lardo.
And this,
Well, they're not thin. I mean, come on.
they're not. No, they're not pencil thin.
They're full-figured, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
They're not full figured. You guys are crazy. This is not full figured girls
Well, what are you up there for then?
Then they're fat.
because they're
They're either fat or they're full-figured.
they're not full figured. Guess what they are? They're normal. They're actually, I would guess, they're below normal. They're actually thin for America.
Probably
well,
on the average.
they shouldn't. Well, they're getting the attention, I guess, that they want. Whatever. I don't even know who it is that they're
Well, I think
advertising
it's just
for.
terrifying for people like myself to hear my boyfriend call those girls fat.
Really? You think so? But I think every guy you ask is going to tell you when they first look at it, they think that girl looks fat.
My 12-year-old did the same thing. He was with Apple and I when we saw the billboard, and Apple pointed and said, "Look at the fat
Jamie, when
rare."
you first saw that, you didn't think at all, and that girl looks too big to be on in a bathing suit or not whatever she's wearing on that billboard.
There were 3 of them that I thought should be shot.
3 of the 5.
Now I've decided they can live. All right, Michael, thanks for your phone call. Hold on, because you're the first call of the day, okay?
Yay.
All right, hold on. In a mood now. Okay, so these Dove real women have real curves.
Yep.
It's a new ad campaign because we only have a 1% chance of being as thin as a supermodel. That's what it says. And by the way, on average, that was supermodel thin.
Right.
Not just regular model, whatever the difference is.
yeah.
But did you know that models are 32% thinner than the average woman?
No, but I believe that.
God.
I actually would have thought models were even more, that the percentage would have been higher than that.
And I guess 20 years ago, they were only 6% thinner than the average woman.
Oh, yeah.
Now
If you
they're-
look at old magazines, those women
Yeah,
were
they
nearly.
were.
Like Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
She'd be one of the big girls on that billboard now.
Right, but you guys would see her on a billboard and you wouldn't say she was big, would you?
No, but you know what I think? If I saw her in her underwear, I'd be like, wow, she was bigger than I thought she
Yeah?
was.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you look at her, one of the most beautiful women ever.
They were bodacious back then.
Yes, they were.
And I think what Dove is doing is maybe they're getting our eyes used to seeing real women. Maybe because it's funny how everybody kind of shifted slowly to say, hey, maybe it is okay that, that they're not that fat. Maybe Dove is actually doing a good thing, which is once we get accustomed to seeing something, it's for example, like, when the new shape of cars came out, we were all like, oh my God, what are they doing with that car? Like, I hate
Like a spaceship.
the new shape of that 7 Series BMW.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, I hated it when it came out. It was just hideous to me. And now I
Yeah,
don't love
now-
it still, but it's fine.
No,
Yeah.
now I'm used to it, and I see a lot more on the road.
Right, exactly. And you're like, oh, okay, but the first time you're like, oh. So maybe Dove is doing a great thing by all of us at first are like taking them back, and then maybe, I don't know.
Or maybe they're just keeping it real and saying, look, we know who uses our product.
Yeah.
And it's not the 1% of supermodels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And didn't you say your wife is buying all?
It's fun. Yeah, when I brought this up at home after the debate I had with Jamie over it, and I was like, what do you think of this? And she's like, oh my God, I saw that campaign. I love it. Those are real women. And she's bought like Dove hand soap for the house, Dove bars. She's like buying the product, and it's not the one they're pushing That product is like a firming toning soap or something.
Yeah, cream.
She's
or
not
something.
even buying that. She's just buying regular Dove product because she likes the whole thing behind this ad campaign.
Well, they said the reason why they're not, it says firming the thighs of a size 2 supermodel is no challenge. That's why real women have real bodies with real curves, and Dove wants to celebrate those curves. Now, here's the only problem I have with this. It's their new ad campaign for new Dove firming, firming lotion.
Yeah, something weird.
Okay, now here's the only, I don't know the word I'm looking for. It's a little odd to me that they say the reason why we're doing this is because a size 2 supermodel doesn't need to thin her thighs.
Yeah, there's nothing
But we're
there.
going to put these real women with real curves that we think are awesome
But yet
because
they still need to
thin their thighs.
Right. It is
Is
kind
it
of a
thinning?
contradiction.
Hey, that is not good.
Is it thinning or like an anti-cellulite
It's
type
firming,
cream?
but my point is, if they're really okay with this campaign and we're all happy and proud of these women, why do they need the cream?
Right. It should be accentuating.
You know why? Because
that accentuates their curves.
because it's working. Because my wife looked at it and thought, wow, that's really cool. Those are regular girls. I'll buy their product. So,
No, but you're missing the point.
but all girls think they need to be thinner. Trust me, every
no,
one
no,
of
no,
those
no,
girls
no,
thinks that.
you're missing the corporate point.
Oh, the corporate point.
They're contradicting
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
They're totally. I mean, if you're saying these women are beautiful just the way they are, they don't need your cream.
Right. Then
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It should just say Dove thinks they're perfect. They shouldn't buy crap.
Right.
we'd like to say hi to these beautiful women.
Yeah.
Right.
Have a nice day.
So now I'm upset with Dove. Because if they really believed what they're pitching, then these girls don't need to firm.
No, you're totally right. That
Right.
makes total sense. But what they did is genius. They tricked those beautiful regular women that don't need to be toned up into buying something to tone them up.
I'm just saying. I got to call Dove. Now I'm pissed. What they're saying is absolutely, what's the word I was looking for?
A contradiction.
A total
Yeah.
contradiction.
Little hypocrite.
Probably the diction that probably wrote these ads. A bunch of men.
Stench.
Yes.
Wrote.
I'm going to put these fat chicks up here and tell them they need firming cream.
It was his master plan.
Exactly.
I'm the ghostwriter.
Shake it, shake it. Hey, Stench just told me, and I don't know why he knows this, that Brad Pitt dyed his pubes.
Yes, it's a tabloid story. National Enquirer, and here's how they found out. Something happened to Brad, I guess. He
Brad
ended
Pitt.
up in the hospital.
Oh, he had they thought he had spina bifida.
Yeah, and they were doing, because he's been traveling all over the world adopting
spinal
children.
meningitis, yeah.
Yeah, adopting children with the Angelina.
Yep.
And he picked up something. And when they went to give him the sponge bath while he was in the hospital, supposedly, his hair's platinum blonde now.
Right.
They say that the carpet matches the drapes.
That is so great that he's become creepy.
Terrific.
Here's what I think. I think
My
Angelina Jolie made him.
Midwest Missouri boy has turned to be creepy.
Angelina was. I think she just like, hey, dye your pubes, just to see if he would.
I was watching E, and they were showing the best red carpet moments. I don't know if y'all saw that. But their Angelina Jolie was with Billy Bob Thornton on the red carpet, and they were just tonguing each other. And she had his tongue in his ear while he's trying to talk, on the red carpet. And he's like, yeah, we just effed in the car on the way here.
That guy's gross too.
Yeah.
Great actor, but he's kind of like, eeh.
But she's just all into him. I'm thinking, God, my little Missouri man has gone awry.
Dude, she made him dye his pubes, and she's laughing like, I just made Brad.
Yeah, like
dye
he's
his
a hand
pubes."
puppet.
Yes.
Yeah.
All men are her hand puppets.
What does she have?
It's like a
don't get it.
powerful mojo that woman has over
Explain
guys.
it to me.
I don't personally feel that way. I don't think she's that great. I mean, all the things she's done in the past kind of turned me off to any beauty she may have.
But she's doing something right.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what?
she is. I
What
don't
what
get
makes
it.
her sexy,
Yeah,
Stench?
Stench
You know what
loves
it is? She's very, very exotic. She doesn't look like your typical woman. She's got those big, beautiful lips that are natural. She's not, the blonde. She's nice body. She's just very pretty eyes.
But there are a lot of
but there are
pretty
a lot of
girls.
But
pretty
she's
girls.
just put together where everything is nice and maybe a little
think
different
it's-
than normal.
And I'm not a guy. I think it's because she's erotic.
Erotic and exotic. She's both.
Yeah, she's just like,
Yeah, very
she
sexual.
looks exotic, but she's really erotic too.
Yeah, I get you. One of those people that's just sexy. She's very, very sexy.
She just exudes sexuality.
Yeah.
You just go, that girl so wants to do me. I think maybe
And
that's
she knows
it.
you think that and then says, want to do me? Dye your pubes. And
then
you
he's
say,
like,
okay.
I'm from Missouri. I'll do whatever you say, sweetie.
That's what happened.
I haven't got me any of that foreign piece of ass. And you look like a foreigner.
Where are you from?
You have to remember, Brad Pitt's from Missouri. You know?
Yeah.
No, he's like,
And Jennifer Aniston, although very beautiful, very, very girl next door.
not
pretty.
sexual,
Yeah.
not erotic, but nice. Has
Yeah.
a nice personality.
Nice and pretty and
As my boyfriend said, they might be fat on those billboards, but they probably have a nice personality. And that made me feel better. God. Anyway, all right, so let me mark that off. Brad Pitt with blonde pubes. Other Brad and Angelina news. I have been told by our Stench that they're moved in together.
yep, they moved into Brad's Malibu mansion.
That would be so hard to watch that, and that they're frolicking with the baby Zahara and Maddox.
Yeah.
If I was Jen, that would drive me over the edge to watch those two frolic with those kids.
It is pretty weird. I wonder what color
that
they're
off.
going to adopt next.
Oh, I thought
They
you
have the little Asian kid.
Yeah, I
They
thought
have
you
the
were
little
going
black
somewhere
kid.
else.
Me too.
Are they going to get a white kid next, or a Latin kid next, or an Indian kid?
They're gonna be that Benetton or whatever it's
Yeah.
called. Benetton,
Yeah.
whatever.
United
United
Colors.
Colors of Benetton. That's
Yeah,
them.
we're gonna do that. All right, let's see here. Jack, have we officially done the first calls of the day?
No.
Should we?
Sure.
All righty then.
First call of the day. The first call of the day with Jamie, Jack, and Stretch.
It's a new day. Come on.
Up in the morning, girl, and the DJ playing that song. Now
What you gonna do?
what you gonna do?
Drums, please.
Love that.
Oh,
That's cool.
reminds me of a really bad carnival. We used to have carnivals that came to town.
Oh, those were the best with all those really rickety rides that weird guy
Yes.
put together with like a wrench.
And my sister was a well-developed eighth grader. Well-developed
So
eighth grader.
all the carnies hit on her.
All of them. And we'd go over there and they'd flirt with her. And then she and Tracy Shahady would kind of flirt a little bit back so we got to stay longer on the rides. Oh.
Oh yeah, those guys are were creepy. I don't even
Gross.
know if that exists anymore. The
carnies?
real good carnies like we used to have when we were kids that would bring the rides on the back of semi trucks.
Yeah. Yeah, and then that little pin would be all that kept them together.
Yeah, that one pin you always saw in the middle, and you always thought, if that thing just falls out, I'm dead.
One of my most graphic, I guess, vivid memories is being in that round thing at the. It's like a bubble at the end of it, and it goes around and around and
Like
around.
the hammer?
Yeah, it is a hammer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
And I was such a little skinny, scrawny, runt. Wow, I almost said a wrong word because I'm so used to saying the other word or hearing it. So runt was really a new one for me.
You're like You're like Chef Gordon.
Yeah. Anyway, and I remember just hanging over that bar and thinking I'm going to die because I wasn't strapped in the seat. I was just hanging upside down over that bar.
Wasn't that the scariest thing ever? I was on a roller coaster at one of those things in Chicago as a kid, and my uncle had to hold the safety bar back on the roller coaster because it didn't lock in.
Oh.
And I was so terrified. I mean, odds were we weren't going to fly out. They
But
didn't
you
have
remember it, yeah.
But I remember it because it was the scariest thing that ever happened to me as a kid.
I just remember looking at my sister and she's like, "Oh my God, where's your seatbelt?" And I said, "I don't know." And I was just hanging over the bar.
I got beat up on the zipper. The ride called the zipper.
I
Yeah.
remember
Where it
that.
flips and it
Yeah.
spins, and I was like too small and beat around. I had bruises on my back.
And they don't even care.
No.
They put that little pin in there, take your ticket.
Yeah.
They don't have any teeth. They really don't.
We just had a story recently about somebody getting launched. Remember the Gravitron, the thing that spins and you stick to the wall? Well, the door didn't shut properly, and somebody got launched out of the Gravitron. which
No
I
way!
always thought
I
about.
love sticking to the sides of that sucker.
Cool.
But sometimes it pinches your heels. When the floor comes back up, it pinches you.
Yeah, because you're up against the wall.
Yeah, and you've slid down a little bit,
Oh,
and
now
it
people are
pinches
gonna
you.
think of that.
It does. It pinches the back of your heels.
Nuh-uh.
I've
People
been
are gonna
pinched.
Think that.
Those rides when we were kids were way harsher than they are now. I remember throwing up all over my cousin on the Tilt-A-Whirl because it went so fast.
Tilt-A-Whirl was great.
The one that it spun and then the car spun.
Yeah. And what about on those swings that go around? I mean, they're not scary, but you're looking up at that creaky old,
Yeah.
and you're like, I'm just going to be launched out of here because this thing is creaky and old.
Well, and it's just one little piece of chain link that
Yeah.
holds you in it. It's like, okay, is that really
And some of
enough?
those kids are twisting. I'm like, you're going to go, man.
And you used to get yelled at for kicking the guy in front of you. Remember? We'll stop this. You'll have to get off right now.
Yeah. Oh, and the swing. I always think the chain's going to break because I'm a fat ass. You know the swing ride where it's going around? It's going to go.
I think that's what I was just saying.
Yeah. But
Is it called just the swing swing?
uh-huh.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God, you have taken his place. Jack and I just
You know what's
spent
funny?
15 minutes talking about the swing ride. Jack even said, kicking the guy in front of you. We're going to
I
stop.
know you said it was the swing. I thought you were talking about some other stupid ride.
What? And the kid that twists around.
right.
You can't twist around.
Yes, you can.
And the carny would get on the loudspeaker that they somehow
Right.
had installed and yell at you.
I'm telling you, Dan.
I wasn't listening to you. That was high.
You should be scared. What has happened?
How many reps did you do?
Yeah. Are you still doing steroids? Or blow?
Do you know what's funny? No one said that in a while. Do you remember people were calling saying I sounded just like the Dan? They stopped that.
Well, guess what? They're not now.
They're saying I'm acting just like the Dan.
We just talked 10 minutes about damn swing, and guess what Stench says? I'd love to replay that whole thing. You know what I like? What about the swing? It's crazy. Well, yeah.
No, but I always would think this chain was going to break.
You know what I hate about this show? I will tell you. I'm in here with my boyfriend.
Oh, because
I
he does
am.
the same thing.
He hears nothing I say.
Here's what I think is going to happen. I'm so going to make his life miserable that you're going to get pissed at me and go home and take it out on him.
No, it's just that I just dealt with this last night. I had said something, and I swear to God, 2 minutes later, he said the same thing, and I just looked at him and I go, do you not hear me? Do you not hear me?
I'd say we hear 30%.
Yeah,
of what you
maybe.
say. It's enough to pick up and follow the conversation.
But you
along,
like
usually.
Jack. Why didn't you pick up on the fact that he can't kick the guy in front of him?
Jack's very feminine, and I tend to tune women out.
Hey, when we get back, I got a story about the swing I want to tell you
Okay,
guys.
great. I think I'm going to try my own intervention this morning.
What are you going to do?
Well, you know how we have Omarosa on in about, 30, 40 more minutes?
Yep.
And she's going to be our therapist for Therapy Thursday. You know, we do a different therapist every Thursday, a different celebrity or a real life therapist, whatever. So Omarosa is going to be our therapist Thursday.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch Brat Camp last night?
The first half.
Okay.
I missed it.
Well, on Brat Camp, there's this guy called Firestarter?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he doesn't get along with the brat, the kid that is the angry kid, right?
The
angry.
one that they were trying to keep away from the axe.
Exactly.
Right.
So there's this angry kid. Brat Camp basically is about a bunch of troubled teens, and they're sent to kind of a military boot camp, brat camp, and to be broken. Really,
Right.
to be broken down and to try to get their lives together because they're going absolutely nowhere. So there's this kid, and he's about 24, something like that, and he's one of the good guys. And the angry Santa is a very angry kid. Well, they keep like butting heads. Well, then the brat camp guy teaches him how to make fire, and then he thinks he's really cool, and now they're friends. So my point is.
Okay, yeah.
My point is that Omarosa used to be, to me, this, like, nut job, compulsive liar, all this stuff. But now on Surreal Life, she's come across as, you know, someone that has a clue and actually has some compassion and whatnot. Whereas Janice Dickinson, who used to and was, and I don't know.
She's our friend.
Friend of the show.
Janice has been on many times on the show.
They have butted heads over and over.
Yes.
And every time, Omarosa, it really looks like she's in the right.
Exactly. So I think, though, I should bring these two together because I think that if they settled their differences, they would make really great friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think there are battles that you always have with people, but really, it turns out that you're like them, and that's why you don't get along with them. Maybe.
And I mean, this is hard for me to say because I'm not a huge Omarosa fan, but I don't even think Omarosa is like Janice in some of the crazy crap that Janice has done recently.
Jack, you're not helping my
This
thing.
show has been nothing but good for Omarosa to do because she's really coming out looking good with Janice being nuts.
But you guys, I'm trying to make a love connection between the two.
I know you are.
I'm trying to get
I'll
them to
bet
settle
you-
their differences about retards.
Oh, that's not going to happen either. Janice kept calling those kids retards to their faces and then called
front of her
that
parents.
boy Rain Man.
Yeah.
Right, and that was wrong.
Right.
And I'm sure she feels bad about it now that she's
don't
seen it on
think so.
TV.
I bet she doesn't.
Janice doesn't care.
We've had Janice in enough that I bet Janice doesn't care.
And when you might be allegedly higher than a kite on probably prescription drugs that were prescription, because I kept being told over and over in this room, if they're on prescriptions, they're okay.
Right, true.
Because they're prescribed,
True
you know.
that.
So I'm sure now that she's seen it on tape, she probably feels ashamed, and so we should like make a love connection. Maybe take those two out to lunch.
I will bet you that this show, obviously, this real life is taped and over, and it's
Right.
just running, and it's probably been over for many months. I'll bet you those two hate each other.
I think that we can resolve the differences.
Did you see when Janice
You
said...
can do that. You're freaking Gandhi.
I think
Because I don't.
I
think
can
that
do
you
it.
Can. I don't think you can.
Do we still have Janice's home phone number? I had
I'm
it,
sure.
and then I
I'm sure it's around here
I
somewhere.
didn't use it.
Oh.
I think that we should make the amends between the
Well,
two.
let's test the waters first and see how bad it is. Omarosa, I have a feeling, will tell us directly, like,
She's
I
going to
hate
say
her.
she doesn't like her. And Janice is going to say, I don't like her. And I'm going to say, hey, let's put our differences aside.
but can't we all just get along?
Exactly.
Jamie White Peacemaker.
Exactly, Jack. It's my new thing.
We'll get into the peace bus. We'll get a car.
Right.
We'll drive
Yeah.
Janice and Omarosa to the beach and sit down and have a heart-to-heart.
I think we should. We should have some tea and crumpets. You know, people are starving places. You know, there's just no need for anything
The
but
hate.
love. Yeah. Where is the love? See? There's songs about
The
it.
world would be a better place if just
I'd
Janice
like
and
to
Omarosa
Yeah.
would get
the
along.
world to sing
Hey, in
in
perfect
harmony.
Coca-Cola.
I'd like to buy the world to
You're such a sellout. No.
That's the only way I know that song.
God, you guys, I'm trying. One love. I can make them love each other.
And I see your vision, but I just
I
don't think
don't.
that that's what Bono had in mind when he wrote One, was Omarosa coming together with Janice Dickinson.